All right. See, there are some of the books we've done though so far this morning on our challenge to go through the books. Computer's over here acting funny, but don't worry. I'll shut her down. We know we're this Hardy Boys. Now remember, there are a lot of books that I have in boxes for you to build your own library, right? You will get a box that is close to like this. Well, it's the same size. Each box is random. Each box you will find a whole bunch of different things. This might be interesting to you. It's not to me. So it goes to the side, right? If you've been following along, this is box number 4, right? If you've been following along, then you've seen in some boxes where we've gotten 3 great books out of one box, 3 in another one, and what is it? 7 out of one box. Now, if you were to think those are just the books I find interesting. You might have looked at them and be like, no, Eric, talk about that one. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this, right? So it's all up to you. There's way more books in each box, right? But what I'm doing right now is specific. Like this one. It's a mystery book, not what we're looking for at the moment. Resisting Happiness. That one goes over here. Let's learn. Let's hear about it. My brother was talking about how he fear of success. So why do we self-sabotage? See, this is be cool. You might like it, but this is not what we're talking about. Goes to the side. Another Nancy Drew mystery novel. Goes to the side. We're not talking about it. What is this? This is a very old copyright, 1897. Poems by William Wordsworth. A selection edited by Edward Dowden. Oh, look at this. There's people that wrote in it. Mark Pin something. This series is intended to furnish a library of the best English listen to this. I literally could not say this any better. And we're gonna have to put it just because of what this says. Right here, you can see for yourself. You can pause the video and you can read it for yourself. Yeah, I think it's clear right there. Anywho, let me read it for you. This book, is intended to furnish a library of the best English literature from Chaucer to the present time in a form adapted to the needs of both the student and the general reader. The works selected are carefully edited with biographical and critical introductions, full explanatory notes, and other necessary apparatus. So this book right here is made for every library. Not every library, excuse me. Only the best libraries. So this one goes into we'll talk about that one, see what he's talking about. Since it's only intended for the best. Now, we all know, well, we might all don't know, Wealth of Nations. That one kind of goes back here. We'll talk about that one. Actually, you know what? While we're looking through this box of books, we're gonna, since I'm gonna make a video anyways. We're already 4 minutes into it, and there's a whole bunch of books we're gonna like in here. So before I get too into it, we're gonna go over something that the facts of who is this person. All right, we're gonna talk about who this person is, and then through the thing, I'm gonna find, like later, I'll go in and I'll look through a more intense. No, more, I'll go through one time. I don't even know who this guy is. So let me just be quiet and let's figure out who he is first. William Wordsworth, the second child of John Wordsworth, an attorney. Okay. No. What did he do? So basically, he lost both of his parents at a young age, and his uncles and everything took care of him, and he went to St. John's College in Cambridge. So he was extra smart, right? He was advanced, so he had more time on his hands. So he's in his own class or his own personal time. He would read classical. He studied Italian, learned some French, a little Spanish. During the early days of the French Revolution movement, he accomplished with his friend Robert Jones, Peter Tour, usually. Okay, what did he do? So I guess he started writing. I mean, I didn't know this was like a whole chapter book on his life. I thought it was just gonna be a couple notes real quick. I still don't know any more about him. So yeah, he's just an author. There's nothing that's too exciting. He was just a great poet from back in the time, and it just yeah, as it sees. I'll read one poem. Okay, let's get all into the 2 April mornings. We walked along, while bright and red uprose the morning sun, and Matthew stopped. He looked and said, "The will of God be done." A village schoolmaster was he, with hair of glittering gray, as blithe a man as you could see on spring holiday. And on that morning, through the grass, and by the steaming rills, we traveled merely to pass a day among the hills. Our work, I said, was well begun, and then from the breast what thought beneath so beautiful a sun? So sad a sigh has brought. A second time did Matthew stop, and fixing his still eye upon that eastern mountain top, to me he made reply, "Yon cloud with that long purple cleft, bring fresh into my mind a day like this which I have left full 30 years behind. And just above yon slope of corn, such colors and the other were in the sky that April morn. Of this the very brother, with rod and line I soothed the sport, which that sweet season gave, and to the churchyard come, stopped short. Beside my daughter's grave, 9 summers had she scarcely seen the pride of all the vale, and then she sang. She would have been a very nightingale, 6 feet in earth my Emma lay, and yet I loved her more. For so it seemed then till that day I e'er had loved before. And turning from her grave, I met beside the churchyard yew, a blooming girl whose hair was wet with points of morning dew. A basket on her head she bare, her brow was smooth and white. To see a child so fair, it was pure delight. No fountain from its rocky cave, ear tipped with foot so free, she deemed as happy as a wave that dances on the sea. Okay. There came from me a sight of pain, which I could ill confine. I looked at her and looked again, and did not wish her mine. Matthew is in his grave, yet now, methinks, I see him stand, as at that moment, with a bow of wilding in his hand. Okay. And then it's done. Yeah. 2 April mornings. We'll have to inspect a little bit more. Keep on going through the box, all right? No. The introduction to probability and statistics. Boom. That is a yes. Odysseus. Yeah, why not? Argument in America. Most definitely. This is one of those, oh man, this is not going to be good. This box is going to take forever. Blank notepad. Yes, that goes into a different little section. God's Revolution. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this is, so no. The Iliad. Yeah, but no, not this round. Might make round number 2. And in that note, we're gonna take Odysseus out too. However, part of the reason is because of this. We have an encyclopedia books, right? The automobile. So this one is a yes. This is interesting. And what? There's another one. It's a different kind of automobile. So that's a yes. No way. A different one. Yes. So we don't have to do all of them. There is another yes. Another yes. Another yes. And another yes. I'll show you really quick. Boom. That car. That picture. You can kind of pause it and you can look at the car. We got this one. And this one. So on this box, right? This box alone. Now it's all by chance if you've noticed, right? Because like I said, some boxes we've gotten a massive amount of books in like this one particular box. This is a ridiculous amount of books to review. But c'est la vie, c'est la vous, whatever that means. So you never know. On whatever box you kind of get, you might get a gold mine, you might get a silver mine, you might get a copper mine, you might get an aluminum mine. You never know, but you're gonna get a lot of books, right? So this is so far the best box. Let me count how many books we're gonna review in this box. 1, 2. Let me just show you again because we had that long little poetry session which didn't make shit any sense, but whatever. God's Revolution, 1. Argument in America, 2. The Wealth of Nations, 3. Automobile, 4. Automobile, 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. An Introduction to Probability Statistics, 11. Resisting Happiness, 12. And the poem book, 13. Let's go.